I never expected my life to become a footnote, let alone a headline, in galactic politics. I was just a mechanic on orbital platform Hero 7, a place where drifting asteroids were more common than visitors. My biggest daily excitement was fixing hydraulic seals and arguing over lunch rations. That changed the day the Vishari Royal Shuttle crash-landed in Docking Bay C. The Vishari were legends to most of us. Tall, iridescent-skinned humanoids with a reputation for technological superiority and absolute isolation. They never left their home system. They never mingled. They certainly never crashed in human space. I was the closest tech on duty when alarms screamed through the bay. The shuttle's hull was scorched. Its wings snapped clean off like brittle twigs. Before security could even react, the shattered hatch slid open, and a figure stumbled out. Petite, barely my height, glowing faintly under the bay lights. Deep violet eyes. Filament-thin silver hair swaying like underwater threads. "Help!" she whispered. Then she collapsed. That was the first time I saw Princess Lyra of the Vishari. We later learned an unknown aggressor had attacked her diplomatic craft. Whoever it was wanted her dead badly enough to pursue her across light years. But all I knew in that moment was that she was breathing shallowly and bleeding a shimmering blue from her temple. When I knelt beside her, she jolted awake, gripping my wrist with surprising strength. "They're coming," she said. "Do not let them take me." She didn't say who they were, but the answer arrived quickly. 2 stealth-cloaked boarding pods latched onto the station's exterior, and armed intruders poured in before we even understood what was happening. Our security team tried to form a barrier, blasters blazing, alarms roaring, but these attackers moved like shadows. Efficient, silent, ruthless. I did the one thing my terrified instincts demanded. Grabbed Princess Lyra and dragged her behind the nearest plasma fuel crate. Her breathing trembled. "Why do you help me? You owe my people nothing." "I'm on shift," I said, because somehow honesty mattered. "And you asked." Her expression, even through fear, held an unexpected spark. Surprise, curiosity. Hope, maybe. But there was no time for deeper thoughts. A blast tore through the bay, flinging metal shrapnel like rain. Instinctively, I shielded her with my body, my arms, anything I had. "Stay down," shouted. A towering intruder rounded the crate. I didn't think. I just tackled him. My bare hands against armored alloy. A terrible mismatch, but adrenaline cheats logic. I jammed a dismantled pipe against his helmet seam and twisted. He dropped. Lyra looked at me differently after that, like I had just broken some universal rule of cowardly humans. We fled into the maintenance shafts, alarms echoing behind us. The princess was limping. Her control bracelet, something like a personal AI, flickered dead. "They cut me off from my vessel," she said. "I cannot call my mother. We are alone." "Not for long," I assured, though I had no idea what I was saying. We crawled through dark vents, slipping past patrols, my heart threatening to punch out of my chest. Every time a footstep thundered nearby, Lyra gripped my sleeve. Every time her breath hitched in pain, I carried her weight. We reached the auxiliary generator room, hoping to hide until reinforcements arrived. The intruders found us first. They surrounded us in a ring of humming weaponry. Their leader stepped forward, faceless under a matte helmet. "Surrender the air," he ordered. Lyra's hand tightened around mine. I thought about survival. I thought about surrender. I thought about how fragile she felt beside me, and how desperately she was fighting not to tremble. "No," I said. My voice cracked, but it didn't matter. The leader raised his weapon. Lyra stepped in front of me. And so I did the stupidest thing I'd done all night. I shoved her aside and charged. I didn't have a gun. I didn't have armor. All I had were my fists, instinct, and an overwhelming refusal to let her die. I threw myself at the leader, grappling, striking, dragging us both into the sparking generator coils. His weapon cracked against the floor. I smashed a conduit into his visor. The electricity burst upward, blinding white. When the smoke cleared, the intruders retreated, dragging their injured leader. They didn't sign up for suicidal resistance from a human nobody. Collapsed, barely conscious. Elara rushed to me, her palms glowing faintly with bioluminescent energy. "Do not close your eyes," she pleaded. "You saved me. You cannot stop now." Her hands hovered over my ribs and warmth, soft, soothing, unreal, spread through my broken skin. Vishari healing. A gift their people rarely shared. "You risked your life for me," she whispered. "Why?" "Because I couldn't stand the thought of her dying." I didn't say that aloud. Hours later, Vishari royal dreadnoughts arrived in a radiant formation that shook every sensor on the station. The boarding attackers fled, their mission failed. Queen Mirilun herself landed to retrieve her daughter. Elara refused to leave my side until the medics assured her I'd survive. The queen approached me, tall as a pillar of starlight, her presence heavy enough to silence the entire bay. "My daughter tells me you protected her with nothing but your own body," she said. "You fought until your bones cracked. You refused to surrender her. Is this true?" I swallowed. "Yes, your radiance. She needed help. You risked your life for a princess of the Vishari." Her tone softened. "Such loyalty cannot go unrecognized." I expected a medal. Maybe a diplomatic handshake. Not what she said next. "Kai Maven, citizen of Hero 7, I grant you full Vishari citizenship." Gasps echoed around us. "And," she continued, turning to Elara, "if you accept, I grant you marriage rights to the royal heir." My brain short-circuited. Elara's cheeks shimmered with a rosy blue hue. "Mother." "It was her request," the queen added calmly. Elara looked at me, truly looked. "You saw me as a person, not a symbol. And you fought for me. I want to choose a life where such a bond is cherished." I sat there stunned, bruised, wrapped in medfilm, and completely out of my depth. Are you sure?" Managed. Elara took my hand gently. "Yes." The queen nodded. "Then it is decided." Just like that, with half the station watching, I became the first human citizen of the Vishari Empire, and fiancé to its princess. Now, as I record this from a crystalline balcony overlooking the twin suns of Veshara Prime, I still don't fully understand how my life flipped so dramatically. One day I was a mechanic tightening bolts in a freezing docking bay. The next, I was walking beside an alien princess who trusted me more than her royal guards. Strange destiny, maybe. Pure luck, probably. But when Elara leans against me, her fingers threading with mine, I know one truth with absolute clarity. I protect her again. Bare hands. Broken ribs. All of it. Because she saved me too, just in a different way. And tomorrow, we begin our life together. Citizens, partners, and perhaps the first bridge between two worlds that never believed they'd meet.